Rajesh Pare. I am currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. In this video, we are going to check the implementation of multi-level inheritance in C Sharp. Okay, so let us start with the learning outcome. You will be able to implement the multi-level inheritance in a C Sharp programming language after watching this video. Let's start the implementation of this one. Let's have one class that is public. Let's say class. Okay, animal class. So it is the base class. Actually, in the multi-level inheritance, three classes are there. One is the base class, second is the intermediate class, and the third one is the derived class. So here I just want to add one method here. Nothing much fancy. So animal will eat. So for example, so that's why I will write here that so it is eating. So I simply passing this command here in the base class. So after that I just want to add one more intermediate class here. Let's say suppose any specific animal, that is let's say we are dog. And it is inheriting the animal. So this is our intermediate class. And here also again we are going to add one more method. Let's say public void, and dog will bark, isn't it? So for that I will write one method here, so bark. And again obviously console dot write line. And here what I will do is that I will simply write the message like it is barking. So yes, and the base class. Now we have implemented the base class, and after that we have implemented the derived class, intermediate class, and then we are going to now add the derived class. So I just want to write it as the let's say baby dog. And it is inheriting the dog. And in that normally what the baby dog will do is that just they will weep here, isn't it? So for that I will add the one method like weep here. And under that so dot write line. And we will simply pass one message. So the just have a focus on the large code here. That first we implemented one animal class. Then we will implemented the dog class, and then the baby dog class. And after that we have added one method at each class, and here we are displaying that what that particular class method is actually. It indicate that where we are residing now. And after that we have to write the main class. So let's say we written here class program, and then we have written here, suppose now we are creating the object of baby dog here. So let's second it's equal to new baby dog obviously, And yes, as I told you that through the derived class we can access the its own repository and also the repository of the parent class. Okay, so now we can access the objects uh, through the derived class object. We can access all that repositories, okay, of the intermediate class, of the base class. Okay, so let's have a look that we can access it. D1 dot, okay, these all are available here. Okay, so d1 dot eat, isn't it? And d1 dot now it is not showing any recommendation. Why it is happening so? D1 dot, I think bark. Okay, bark method is there. Okay, and d1 dot weep. Okay, so I think it should work correctly. And after that what we have to do is that you have to write that lines console. Just a second, something is happened here. Okay, I just forgot to mention here the public static void main. Okay, so string arguments. Okay, and after that you have to write it here like that. Okay, so console dot write line, then press any key to continue. Okay, then console dot read key, then obviously true. Okay, so in that fashion we can access it here. Okay, I think all the code is correct. Let's check it by executing this one. Something is missing here. I think it should semicolon. Yes, you can see it on the screen that all the three methods, okay, are displayed here. Okay, so we can understood that using the object, okay, of the derived class we can access the repositories. Whenever I am talking about the repositories, it means the attributes and the behavior. Behavior means the methods, okay, of its own class and its parent class, and also the of the grandfather class. Okay, so it is like that. Okay, so there is one question for you guys that can we add one more method in the intermediate class, and who can access it? Okay, so let's have a look. Let's say I am just adding here one more method here. Okay, so we can add it, no problem. Okay, so for the testing purpose, so I will add the test here. Something happened here. Okay, so public void test, it is for the testing purpose, so I am writing it as the test here. Okay, console dot write line, and obviously here it is for the testing purpose, so write testing. Okay, so yes, now we can access it through the intermediate. Now it is in the base class, isn't it? So I am just removing this. I want to copy this in intermediate class. Okay, so intermediate class is the dog. Okay, so I am just writing it here. Okay, so obviously through the object of the baby dog we can access it, no problem. Okay, so for testing I just want to show you that yes, test method is available here, so we can access it. Okay, no problem. You can verify it by executing this file. Something is missing once again. Okay, in the eating I'm just missed the semicolon. I will re-execute this file. Okay, and you can see the eating and testing is there. Okay, so the object of the derived class we can access, okay, the properties of the intermediate class, whatever it may be. Okay, so okay, so these are some references I used to make this video. Thank you.